Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're going to jump back into another Premiere draft. I've been doing Premiere all week long, and I feel like I am just about ready to take on a grindy snow deck in best of 3 and not time myself out embarrassingly every time. So next week, I think we'll, at the very least, put it back to voting and or start with some best of 3 to kick off the week. But I'm going to do a Premiere here to finish the week pre-gauntlet, and then tomorrow is the gauntlet, and that will be best of 1 as well. So I'll have the rest of this week to really get comfortable so that I feel like I'm not setting myself up for a lot of EV loss if I take on best of 3 and do something more grindy. You don't want to set yourself up for that. But you can set yourself up for success on your tabletop Magic experience by checking out my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. They are purveyors of everything you need for your tabletop Magic experience. Supplies, singles, sealed product, they have it all. Incredible buy prices if you're looking to convert cardboard to cash. Nobody does it better than Card Kingdom. And if you want cardboard to cardboard, nobody does it better than Card Kingdom. They give you 30% store bonus. Yeah, a lot of places do that. That's true. But check inventory. Who has got the inventory to spend that 30% store credit bonus upon? Card Kingdom's inventory is so incredible. I love carrying credit there because then when I get a little bug in my brain about a card or something, I can act on it. I say there's been a couple little specs I've made. They're not important. They're like uncommon foils or whatever. But the point is, I had an idea that like, oh, I think these are undervalued right now, and I'm gonna put like $40 of my credit into a bunch of these cards, and then see. And it's like a little Vegas bet. You know, it doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong to my life exactly, but it's a little prediction I've made that I like to see if I turn out to be right in a few years on, you know. And it's one thing to have that prediction in my head, but Card Kingdom lets me execute on it, and I can actually make my little bet because they actually have, you know, a bazillion copies of this card in foil right now. Not until the world figures it out. Then it's going to sell out, and then I'm going to cash in my bet and feel like Mr. Genius Man. But that's just some of the fun that I have with Card Kingdom. Make sure you check them out via my affiliate link, and then they know you got there from here. Helps keep me on the air. Thank you so much, CK, for all the support. And hey, we get to enter on gold today because I did successfully submit reimbursement for an experience. We had a bug we experienced mid-game that really cost us that game, or at least cost us our chance at executing the strategy we wanted to in that game. And because of that, Wizards customer support is so great, they immediately said, oh, sorry, here, 10K. So we got to keep all the prize support we got for that event anyway, and we get a free event today thanks to just letting them know that we experienced a problem. So let's do that. I'll hop to draft view here. And these queues fill up pretty quickly. I don't know how obviously we haven't been playing best of 3. Anybody out there doing a lot of best of 3? Are the queues slowing down at all, or is it still pretty steady there? Shouldn't you not spend your gold if they are going to offer a discounted price on the tournament event? When are they going to offer a discounted price on the tournament? I don't know what that means. You say I just talked about it, but I don't remember saying that they're offering discounts on tournament events. Maybe I don't understand. I'm sure I don't understand. Sigrid, God Favored, is a blowout waiting to happen. We're going to start with her. This is the best rune. It's the rune that makes me groan the most. Like, oh, God, now we have a lot of work to do, right? This can be like a 3-for-1, though, legit. And we had a Shield Mate in the pack, a Valkyrie in the pack, a Rune in the pack. There's actually a lot of decent white here. Story Seeker. I'm curious how much of this good white is going to be back around. Like, I'm going to take the Sigrid, but if there's not... I'm hoping 2 of these cards are left. If not, we are probably in the wrong place. Yeah, the next best card after Sigrid is this Packmate. But then after that, it's kind of the white cards, which is why I'm curious to see what comes back from this. But let's take Sigrid. Giant Amulet, pretty excellent. So is Tegrid's Shadow early. The rare is missing, so no real sign there or anything. Shimmerdrift Veil is an avenue. It's just a great... You know, the nice thing about an early Shimmerdrift Veil pick is that while having to bail on snow can leave you in pretty dire straits in terms of pick quality. Shimmerdrift Veil goes in any 2-color deck as just a kind of an alternate Evolving Wild, so I do like it as a pretty flexible pick. It's just not, if you don't end up snow, it's not a super powerful pick, but it's at least it does some work for you, right? So there's that. I'm curious where chat is at on this. If we are trying to follow our first pick in some way, well, the shadow's interesting there. I don't know about white-blue as a strategy. It seems to me just okay. I think I want to be shadow. This snowland is interesting, and there is another snowland here, so like we could make a move into it, but an early shadow is a pretty interesting place to start. But we're not married to anything here. This rune, this is like maybe my second favorite rune. I don't know. The red rune is pretty terrible. What do we like here? Braggart, if we stick on color, the picks are underwhelming. This is where I would almost rather take a swamp. This is like we're trying to find our way into a lane, right? And this is signally to an extent. I mean, if this were a Sultai snow duel, I would just not even think about it. I just snap it up. But it does even match the shadow, and sometimes you splash snow abilities in a non-snow deck. So I'm going to take a snow swamp here, and then hey, look, we get a sinkhole, which again is like, even if we don't end up heavy snow, it kind of matches where we've started here anyway. So we could follow that. There's also struggle. I love this removal. This has been a controversial card. Some people seem to really like it. Some people are avoid. I think it's contextual. You need to be able to answer the question of what typically you are going to exchange. And blue-black doesn't have a lot of inherent creatures at common and that you're like, yes, here, take them. There's a couple. There's the rat burglar, right? The 1/1 discard is great, but beyond that, there's not a ton. So, but I like taking the. Yeah, but you don't want to play Duskwielder, right? Like good cards that you're still willing to give away. Like, yeah, there you go. I mean, it's nice if they're going to do that for you. That's nice. You know, if they're going to use enchantment removal on it. Anyway, I stuck with the sinkhole there. Now, Valkyrie. This card is great. Fenrir says Seeker. What are we talking? Kin Seekers, you mean? Or no, Horizon Seeker. I think with the Sigrid being as good as Sigrid is, we should take the Valk. I'm going to do that. Snow-covered forest, pretty signally for that. But look, we got a Disciple. So I was talking about as being something that is expendable for black decks. Hammer, yeah, you're right. Hammer, should we be taking this? Is this enough of a sign? I haven't really played Boros. This would be interesting in a Boros direction. But Disciple also just great, and it's really like also it's good with Shadow. Like I'm willing to play Disciple into the Shadow. But we also only, like, it's easy to think I'm black because there's Sinkhole, Swamp, and Shadow, but it's only one black spell. Let's take the Hammer. If the table is going to give us the Hammer here, we should listen and try to find our lane. Although it looks like the lane is widely available. Yeah, this is splashable because the kicker doesn't require red. Berserker could support this. Scald is interesting as well. Village Rites is a nice combo with Shadow, because you can Rites away your thing and then Shadow. But I really like the Sigrid and the Valkyrie. Like, I'm really wanting to lean the white here. Let's take the Berserker. We can listen to that Hammer. Nothing here is super important. Gifts is growing on me. This is one our friend Rob has been plugging again and again, and we played it yesterday to some good success. But you really do want creatures you're trying to upgrade to trade, and creatures that have ETB abilities. We were using it with like the stuff that dies into 1/1s. We could pick up a blast. I guess I'll take the blast if I'm thinking we're white-red, but I do like... I think these are similar attractions for me with where we're at in this draft. Reinforcements over Rune of Speed. This is the one that I've just not been liking. I just find 2 mana to make something hasty has not been there. Yeah, Run Amok, also great. But I think we want... the reinforcements is great. All right, chat really wants first Run Amok. I just don't want... The thing is, I would run like 3 reinforcements. I don't know if I'd run 3 Run Amoks. I'd run 2. Like maybe you would run 3, maybe 3. Anyway, Firewalker still here at least suggests we're kind of in the right place. I like that. I mean, I would, but also, like... Or here's what I'm saying. If we have 3 Run Amoks and no 2-drops, that's not, you know, right? Like, it's like... I just want to make sure I have my creatures to cast these on before I pile them on, you know? Anyway, I want second Run Amok before second Warhorn Blast, though. I think... Hey, maybe we do this thing. I've never run this. But look, we can search for this equipment. It's good equipment. We take this and try it? Maybe. Oxen Plow is not happening here. Infernal Pet. Black is still a possibility, honestly. I'll take that and leave it in the main right now. I'm trying to be red-white, but I'm still looking for our exact lane. I think red-white looks correct. Battle or equipment. Too bad it's not vehicles. Then you'd actually consider something like that. Demon Bolt, nice though. What do we got competing with that? Nothing. Straight up zip. Some picks are easier than others, and it does make me even want to just kind of let go of black here. The red signals have been strong, and we even got a clear first pick red card there. Another bolt? Yes, please. Sorry, Fenor. Fenor doesn't like the style applied. Another hammer, though. Take 2 hammers and actually run the forging. Well, if we get nothing but, well, let's see. Again, like now it seems like the very clear thing is that we're red, and we can, I can even bring back the black if you want. Just a reminder. I'll leave the land there for now because we don't know. But like, it's possible that we could get pushed back to black, I suppose. Pretender? So, Pretender, Story Seeker, Reinforcements are the choices here. Let's see what we've got. I don't know if we have enough consistent creature type anyway. It looks like we're getting some warriors. Berserker, Warrior, Conflict. Oh, we're low on creatures. Yikes. Let's, this isn't really doing as much. Yeah, so let's take the Reinforcements. Especially because, like I said, I'm sure that we're red, but we could even bail out of white at this point, so I took Reinforcements. And here's our chance, you know, this is the decision point, Skull Raid, but Valkyrie is good enough that we just stick to white. That all but closes the door on black. I think we take a Doomscar Oracle here over Code Spell or Valor or Craven Hulk. least, especially we can foretell this on 2. Raptor, Pup, Helm for the hyper low, or Valkyrie for another... This is tough. 2 Valkyries already. Maybe we take a Raptor to get our curve as low as possible. Yeah, Raptor likes the hammer, and I like Raptor over Pup in this type of deck. All right, let's take Raptor, besides meme value. Helm. Ooh, I do want a Helm, but I want Cavalry more. And Bloodline Pretender still being here is going to be great for somebody, but I think we want the 2. Here's another 2-ish, or Flyer. Makes our double hammers cheaper. I think we take Courser number 1 here. Yeah, if we get some wings, I'll consider that later, but not for right now. This is the right place to take a champ. We'll run this. We could also, you know, if you're, I haven't been mentioning this much, I've stopped rare drafting because we have as many gems as we want and we can do whatever we want. If I were on an account that was strapped for gems, I would totally take Sanctum here and rare draft over the champ, but we can take the champ. And here's another champ to take over the back door into black-red. We're going to cut the black. We're not black. Hey, cool. Story Seeker came back. I was hoping for that. There's Warhorn Blast too, but Story Seeker, we really just want these 2s. We want to be ensuring that we have something to do on 2. Valor the Worthy, yeah, it's possible in this type of deck. Pup comes back too, giving us extra lowdown. Tybalt's Trickery is taking Constructed by storm, but it will not be taking our draft by storm. Got a Shepherd of the Cosmos, which you could make an argument for, but I still think you just take Demon Bolt. I mean, I know, but have you read Bolt? Hey, look, it tried. You tried, Bloody Massacre. Not today. But look, we could have. If we had done red black, we would have been totally rewarded. Faceless Liberator is Fearless Liberator. Faceless Liberator is a card for another set. Fearless Liberator is an excellent 2-drop. The sequence of this on 2 attack and boast, as long as it's going to trade with something, is really powerful. And then we're going to try and wheel a Helm or a Raider here. Maybe a Wings, but I would rather have a Helm in this deck. Bound in Gold. Bound in Gold is at its best in this type of deck. We have a Doomscar, which is at its worst in this kind of deck. But as usual, Doomscar, it's so unusual. It's such an unusual effect, even though there's actually several sweepers in this format. It's still so powerful that we should take Doomscar. You would think, like in Constructed, you would never do this. In Constructed, you would never run a Doomscar with this lineup of stuff. But this is not Constructed, and we are going to find ourselves in spots where it's like, oh no, we're on the back foot. What do we do? Oh, don't worry, we got Doomscar. Let's reset and go, right? So we're going to take Doomscar, passing a lot of action for our deck. That was a total take the pack moment if we could have, you know. Crush the Weak is too good against us. We don't want to be casting that. And we can take Iron Verdict to support some interaction. We do have a lot of bolts, though. I kind of want a Hulk here, just because we have 2 Runamucks and 3 Demon Bolts. So we've got a lot of interaction. I want beef. Here is another test of that place, because yes, we want a lot of we need some creatures, but Frostbite is really a nice early play. This is Frostbite sliding in on, say, turn 3 as we cast a 2-drop and clear a blocker and get in with our 2-drop and our 1-drop. Like, that's the type of play that wins games for this type of deck. So I'm gonna take the bite and see if we can get more 2s. Like, here's a 2 I'll take over a Run Amok, which is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I was looking at the 2-drop creature earlier over a Run Amok, just because you just really want to make sure you're dumping spells on 2 in a deck like this. Story Seeker, Helm, Run Amok, Raider. Raider does some work. On-color garbage rare. Yeah, we're going to pass the on-color garbage rare. Run Amok being called for. We are on 16 creatures, and we're likely to get some more. Okay, we'll take another Run Amok and just Run Amok. We are really going low to the ground here. And are we taking 4? We're going to run 4? Maybe so. Nothing else for us here. Here's the Trickery again. Here's the Hulk that we want over the Trickery. But again, rare draft this, no problem. This is it's fine to take 20 gems here over a Craven Hulk. We just don't need to on this account. Hey, we did get a Helm. I'm happy to pick one of these up. I think we're going to run it. And too many Run Amoks. We're not going to run 5, so I'll take a Divine Gambit to at least consider. Vault Robber, not particularly playable. This might be in a deck like this to squeeze in another 2-drop, but I don't know. Gifts, not for us. Not going to play Revitalize, but I think this is definitely a 16 land deck, especially given that we are best of 1, so there's some starting hand smoothing. Not having room for enchantments, tricks, and removal. So that's creatures and what? I mean, he's not advocating 23 creatures. What is he putting besides creatures? This is where I'm like, can you point me to Sam Black saying that? What's Sam Black's actual quote? Somebody on Twitter commented, tweeted at Luis and Marshall saying that it was interesting to look back at how hosts have rated things and how Ryan never gave, like, Ryan only gave A's if a card would win the game on the spot. And I was like, what? We didn't do letter grades when I was on limited resources. And I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find me in the world saying that A's are defined as a level of power that does not exist. Or better. So you said just equipment? Is that what's left? So he wants creatures and equipment only? I see. Not, yeah, well, I mean, that's classic, right? Aggro decks, this is so I don't know, I'd have to listen to what Sam had to say, but I would say that, you know, a problem and something I worry about with like the Run Amoks, again, what Sam is clearly getting at that I'm totally down with, let's do it this way, this will show it, like, you can't fit all this. I mean, this is a creature, so that's not really part of what we're talking about, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, 16 cards down here saying, well, you could run it in this deck. So that, like, you start to cut this stuff pretty easily. Like, 3 Run Amoks. Are we forging? Like, what does this do? Treasure token, search your life. Like, this doesn't even do enough. Like, this ought to be it. Like, I mean, we have equipment we want to go and get, right? But, like, it's equipment 3 turns from now, plus some treasure in the meantime. We're an aggro deck. If we're spending turn 3 making a little bit of treasure for a couple turns to go find a hammer, that's pathetic. That's just not fast enough, right? So it's, I mean, and it does seem unplayable, right? If we are not interested, if this deck is not interested in that saga is dumb. That's, I mean, and not in a good, we say dumb like that about Magic cards that are powerful, not that kind of dumb. Yeah, we can cut Blast. That's not how we're winning. We're playing the Doomscar. We're playing the bolts. We're playing the hammers. So I guess it's like maybe we're not playing the helm. Should I cut the helm? The hammers are just our better. Oh, we can also like cut some creatures here to. I can put the helm back if you think we should still be considering it. Let's look at what creatures we're interested in and how many we've got. 17 currently, 17, 12. We can cut a land, so we, this is going to be a 16 lander. We got 5 cuts to make. Yeah, you could make an argument to cut one of the hammers. They're just so powerful that I love the idea of having a greater chance of drawing one of these. Frostbite called to cut. I'm going to cut the helm. I really want to keep this Frostbite in. I know it's going to have some situations where it's not doing what we want it to, but the times where it's clearing out a blocker for our early aggression is going to be so powerful. Like I'd rather cut a Demon Bolt than a Frostbite, because the 1 mana clear blocker is just going to be so much more powerful than 3 mana clear blocker some of the time. Yeah, let's cut one more Run Amok. And I don't know if I want to cut. Yeah, Pup just runs out of steam, right? Yeah, I can threaten first strike, but let's just have the Raptor only. These we hope are going to be here. Yeah, we can cut a Goldmaw Champ. I like that. And then what does that leave us on creatures? So then we're 15, 10, and we're 16 really. Reinforcements. I'm not cutting Frostbite. I'm not. I really think the Frostbite does work for us. Oh, don't worry about it. I would just, it's not, if I could split them, I would, like we'll probably cast 1 for full value and 1 for half, but it's not a 2-drop in the sense of casting on turn 2. You're right. Yeah, I'm looking at, like, we can cut our worst creature, but I think we want maybe it's even just the other Goldmaw Champ. Do we want, like, it's probably Goldmaw Champ or Hulk. In fact, I think I'm going to cut both and ask. I like asking which we add better. Like, so what are we going to play? Because then also people can chime in with other things they would want to add from this. Assume I'm done making cuts. I want to play everything we have in. So this is a final add, and we can add Hulk. We can add Amok, number 3. We can add what were our other considerations? Pup, Helm, Champ for Goldmaw Champ. And then I think I don't think Effigy is the choice. If we're going to play a creature, it's going to be Champ or Pup. So or Hulk. So I will 16 land is going to be the count here. 16 land. I don't think so either, Haj. I'm just throwing it on the poll. If somehow all of chat decides it should be Helm, I'll take the second place vote and say they're wrong. I don't think it should be Helm, unless we're replacing another piece of equipment, which maybe we can do later. If we want to try the Helm, I want to replace something like a Run Amok or a hammer for it. Hulk over Pup over Champ. I'll just take the Hulk. I know I could do a runoff between Hulk, Pup, and Champ, but I'm just going to get on with it here. Maybe we'll see how it goes and mix it up later as needed. Sleeves for Mama, Lotus, and Jumpstart for lands. Okay. Oops. Do this first. So you can do S for set and then JMP for the set code to just see the lands referenced. Birdie land, Doggy land, cool mirror object land, Doggo, of course. I'm not generally ever cutting a Wrath for reasons expressed, even though it's a non-bow with our overall strategy. It's too much of a powerful reset button to not include. Anyway, and then here, that's my opinion. Maybe, ooh, let's Skull Crusher Mountain here. All right. What's the call? What's the Doomscar Oracle doing here? Well, what creature do you want instead? I think it's even though, again, we ostensibly don't care about our own life total because we're aggro, I like that it still has value, and even if it didn't do the life gain thing, I think a 3/2 that foretells this way is still worth playing. And that's really what it does for us, is gives us another thing to do at 2 to just, because the biggest disaster for us is 2 mana, no play. Spending turn 2 without spending on the mana would be a disaster. So that's what it does for us. I'm gonna say this is a nod to my friend and former colleague Lee Sharpe. He is one of the product managers of Arena. I'm not sure what his current title is, but he is a known Boros player. So whenever I play Boros, I think of Lee, and I'm going to call this one Lookin Sharpe. This is for you, Lee. Pup and Helm called for. We can make a change up, maybe go lower curve, cut a Hulk, cut 2 Hulks, and go lower to the ground. But let's start with this and get Mama her sleeves. I'm never making these Lotus sleeves default, or I'll never get Mama's channel points again. All right. Let's get to the battlefield and give you all a par poll. I'm gonna get my data entry going on here, updating my spreadsheet. And we paid 10,000 gold, no gems, no grind. And call this Lookin Sharpe. All right, what do we got? We got a keep. Although, thanks to the Demon Bolt, we have something to do on 2. But again, I'm just very worried about. For a second, I was like, "Oh no, do we not have anything to do on 2?" Yeah, I wonder if Champ could have been like a cheaper boast. Like, I wonder if they could have managed it for a boast of 1 and turned some other knobs on it. Oh, it's Jinx. Well, maybe Jinx is going to show me a 1/2 reach that thwarts this Raptor. Yeah, too bad we don't have a creature to add to the board, but I'm really glad we have something to foretell at least. Probably playing a mountain next, given Frostbite, Demon Bolt, 1 red mana. Look for your cheap spells to determine what land to play if you've got choices. We might just want to bolt that thing, but I want to use my mana more efficiently, and the bolt doesn't leave us with much else to do other than the Frostbite. We do have a free attack here. Let's see if Jinx wants to block. And with that, we'll just play the Courser here. But we are probably going to have to bolt that Mistwalker out of the sky. It's a real annoying creature for us. That's going to make it tougher to bolt, right? But the Raptor plus bolt still gets it done. If I had a hammer... No, there's a tap land right there. So hammer with the discount is playable. So unfortunately, yeah, we can't take out the Mistwalker right now, but hammer is great. Oh, CBL being wonky. I have given CBL priority. You let me know if that works and if I need to restart it. Jinx pausing is interesting. The treasure, I'm not sure if the game pauses to offer treasure sacrifice no matter what, but I think he's probably got the blue bounce spell, or maybe a bolt of his own. Could get something bolted here. So we gotta watch for that. Jinx knows our deck, knows that we're running Run Amucks. He might be looking to try and get us with a bolt. Yeah, actually, I didn't see. I forgot about the treasure. I saw Jinx's tapped out and thought I thought I didn't have to worry about anything. And then I was like, oh, right, treasure. This could be. Well, now if one of our creatures dies, we at least get a cheap Valkyrie out of it, although not this creature, obviously. Still, we're going to start with an attack and see what Jinx wants to do. All this open mana suggests that not all of these creatures are going to connect. I expect, actually, our token to die, since it's doesn't fuel our Valkyrie, which Jinx knows we have in the deck, and it's just doing the most damage, right? But this is what we've got for this turn. Depart. Perfect answer to the creature, right? Since it just kills it. But we still got the hammer. And I'm going to follow here with Craven Hulk. Let's just go for brute power over evasion. Might get countered. There's a lot. I mean, I'm not sure what Jinx is doing with the Grixis-y stuff here, but it tends to be a lot of control-y type spells. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the time zone. I'd hammer in the time zone all over this world. Maybe this is good. I don't know if we want to race or not. I think we want to race. It depends on what Jinx's protection against our crackback is. I'm worried about trying to suit up because I think something just gets picked off in response. If we're going to do that, I want to hammer the Raptor so that our least important thing dies. We now have a lot of options on the turn overall. 2 mana equip, right? Or no, 3 mana equip. So if we spend 3 to equip, we could have both Bolt and Frost. And at instant speed, 6 damage could take out the Mistwalker, which is really the only thing messing with us. The trouble with suiting up, well, I guess we can, because if we want to save the chance of the Valkyrie, we need to leave white back. And if we want to have both Bolt and Bite, we need to spend all of our white on Hammer equip. So yeah, we're going to play the land. And I'm I'm so suspicious of this. I don't even want to equip this turn. I'm gonna send with no equip. We have plays behind that don't need equipment. And I think equipment just sets us up for a tempo blowout from Jinx's hand. Just so. I love our sequencing because now we get to do this. And with shields relatively down, I'm gonna 2-for-1 ourselves to take out the Mistwalker, I think. Although we could actually, I should just equip. I'm gonna equip now while the equipment looks good, and then we have this removal for next turn. If worst case here, we get Skull rated and we lose our hand, but even then we have a Bolt behind there at 9. I don't think we can get, I mean, maybe with like a run amok and some pumps or something, somehow we're dead from 12, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, thank you. Reviewing land effects. Well, that looks, so this one copies, and this one takes out one of our lands and makes a 4-drop, so this is okay. Yeah, that could be Gdanmore. Gdanmore has a read of Sweeper incoming. I think we have a pretty decent Sweeper recovery. We get our hammer behind, and we can wait to bolt. That's even better than the other Sweeper. So, still scary lands available to Jinx, but we can Hulk and Bolt, so I'm pretty fine with this. Is this... All right, so that is instant speed, so we could be instantly facing a troll. So I'm going to suit up, though. At least gives us trample. Oh, maybe, oh, that's right. Can't do it. We are just, like, assuming Jinx has all the manas, but without those treasures, can't actually do this right now. So we're in the clear to maybe even, instead of equip hammer, just do this side of it. Yeah, let's do a new one. I read it as hard as I could, man. Someday. Yeah, what do you want from me? I'm playing quickly. I should have suited up the hammer, but, and this is why. I let Jinx have an extra turn that I shouldn't have. To that end, though, I'm going to assume there's not 2 sweepers here and put 2 lethal threats out. If this makes it so that he's got to have a sweeper. But I should still do it this way because then I can suit up too. Jinx will be salty unless Jinx finds another sweeper. Or, let's not presume. That was a good game. We survived a wrath. That was cool. I will give Jinx the old GG in real time upon return. Yes, I didn't presume Salt. That was just a good game. Nice deck, Jinx. Creative, powerful stuff going on there. We just had the right recovery plan for your wrath. I'm sure, yes, it was predicted that you were saying GG, but you know me, I don't have that junk on. I'll say GG here. Yeah, clearly you should have drafted more Snowlands. That's what we were all saying. Jinx and his non-stop, clunky, heavy snow, 5-color nonsense builds. Jeez, Jinx. Do you do anything else in this format? I will tell you how many colors your deck had. Thank you very much. Got to mulligan this. We're going to keep this and debate the pitch. I think we go greedy and pitch a mountain. We got... Any land gets us the boasting on 3. I think it's worth the risk. I'm not going to toss our Doomblade. Never. Well, you're never punished when you don't do anything worthy of punishment, right? We call that justice. So, interesting kind of boast, reboast here. And now we got kind of re-reboast with a shield mate. Yeah, I think we... Sure, I should have held back Raptor, and we will now. You know what happened with the DRE. And now I'm wondering... Like, if we send Liberator, we're trading Liberator. We're basically replacing the Liberator, taking out their 1/1, and then leaving a Raptor to face the Usher. Let's go. Anyway, we're going to play this land. Just trying to figure out if we're trying to be in any way aggressive here. I'm going to say no. I want to develop... Like, if I attack with a Liberator, I have to commit to using it, and I want to play Shieldmate, so I'm just going to do that. If they swing in here, it's pretty grim, because it means they've got... tools to attack. All right. Well, that's not the worst of the worst, but this is going to start attacking us. That's okay. If we send in Liberator, they single block the 1/1, and we would have to run amok and not get our token. We could play a hammer for no token, but we're 1 away from getting the token. Seems like we should do that. I think We know the Raptor's in gonna stay back to hold off these. Maybe we send Shield Mate, but then we're still committing to like running amok on the Shield Mate. Because they're totally gonna throw the 1/1 on it. But that's the thing. That's why Run Amok is not an overall premium card. You mean our Run Amok on it? Yeah, you mean us doing it on their block. Yeah. But the thing is, I can only send one, and it's not that much of a blowout. It's just they just lose a 1/1, and we get some extra damage in with our Run Amok. Yeah, block them and play it doesn't work because it's attacking creature. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you meant there. I'm going to say no attacks again, though. Ugh, this is really rough. This is really rough. No, I can't. I don't want to send the bird because they just take one. I don't want to use the Run Amok, and then these have attacks. A 5/1 Trampler is, especially with backed by Run Amok. I disagree. I mean, I think we should take one more chance at a land here. Ugh. We're getting out Boros here. It's not going great. Well, that's where a Run Amok comes in. A 4 toughness is good enough. We're not going to win this gang. We are on the back foot against a version of our deck doing the thing we're not doing. And now we are going to play a sad hammer. I mean, if we put this on the Raptor, we can at least threaten this one with trade. Yeah, so this isn't a surprise, but we're going to block with a Shield Mate. They're not sending anything else, so it's likely that this is just a trade and they're going to boast. But we'll see. Yeah, Fenor, I've really put myself in a worse position by attacking on turn 1. So I wonder if they didn't attack with the other stuff just to like try and disguise that Run Amok. I mean, it's not like we had other choices here. Now we have to bolt something. And I'm just going to bolt the Liberator now. We could bolt the Raptor, but I guess the Liberator, at least, we have blocks on the Liberator. So maybe we block, you want to bait a trick? I don't think that's going to work. Maybe it's our only hope, though. That's fair. We're kind of doomed, so it's a Hail Mary. I don't expect Hail Marys to work, but you may be right that what other chance to win this game do we have? And do we want to bolt the Liberator now? We're telegraphing that we have something here, but if we let them attack, they get to make another 2/1. I think we have to bolt the Liberator. Hey, well, we said we played this. Why do we play this in an aggro deck? I got an answer. All right. Telegraphs what's coming up. Maybe we don't even want to do this so they commit more to the board. Yeah, I'm going to say no blocks. This 2 damage isn't going to matter. What might matter is, yeah, it only saves 1 damage. That's a good point. It's 1 damage, not 2. And it will really send up the radar. Well, now we send. Because we're blowing this up. Nice. Well, take a little extra damage. No, they would not assume we had a sweeper, but actually I would. Like, if I attacked a ranked mythic limited player and they chumped in the air way early based on life total, then I'm 100% putting them on a Wrath. I mean, they're like, when a good player does something that makes no sense except for blah, it's almost always blah, right? Dum 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 dum. I like it a lot. I don't think it's a. I think it's like 6th or 7th. That's fine. I mean, it's not. It doesn't always do its thing. It's just that it can be such a. It's so great when it does do its thing. Attack first, but we might want to put a hammer on. That's what I'm thinking. So equip 3 and then firewalk. See what they got for this. Well, that's a good sign. I don't know. Are they out of action? Yeah, one of my theme weeks, I'll give you a preview. I know at some point I'm going to do a week of songs that have clear ripoffs, and then do the originals and then the ripoff songs the week after. You like Hold Berserker? I don't know why would he hold Berserker? Like I mean, why would we hold Berserker? I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, this should be GG, right? All right. I like the Siggy, and then if they did something about that, we had the run amok behind. Doomscar for the win, indeed. That's why we play Wraths in aggro. This is best of 1 today. I'm going to update this record. I'm going to refresh my beverage, take a little bio break, and then we'll get back to the action, all right? Sit tight. Give me a couple minutes. Be right back. Hey gang, thanks for waiting. Getting a little chilly in here. Hoodie time. No problem, Jinx. Put you in the losers bracket and you'll clean it up down there. Oh, we can do bangs, yeah, okay. So how many channel points to do the rest of the stream like this? It's not a phase. This is who I am now.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
All right, back to it. That is Lizzo. All right. 2, 3, 4 with Run Amok. Ready? More tapped snowlands while we beat you up. Nope. Never mind. Well, we do have a 2-spell turn here if they want to block, so we're going to offer that. I guess I'm kind of committing to it. I guess I'd play Berserker post-combat. If they don't block here. Yeah, I'm going to do Berserker post. It was an interesting choice. I guess I could have offered both. I don't know. I could also just do Run Amok Raptor. Am I supposed to go for damage here? No, I don't think so. It kind of telegraphs if they're paying attention that we have a trick since I'm sequencing it this way. But I'd still rather play a vanilla 3-2 and have the option to Run Amok there. I think Lizzo had the best album of 2019. Hey, I'm really glad that Frostbite showed up. This is why I refused to cut this card. This is going to be so good for us this turn. In fact, trying to figure out if I'm doing it pre or post. Guess I send in. If they just choose not to block, I would drop Hulk. And the reason to do it now is it guarantees at least like another 2 damage through. East wants to kill the 3-2. Yeah. It commits us. Well, I suppose at that point maybe they would then trade. Yeah, let's do it because they're kind of priced into blocking here, right? I'll do it. What I didn't want to do is waste my mana this turn, but frankly, if they don't block either of these here, great. Great. But of course they do. Because, yeah, I put myself in Oppo's shoes and was like, well, I would block if I were Oppo, so let's assume they will. That's why chat wanted a million run-amucks. That when it's doing its job, when you're on the front foot and Oppo is priced into blocking, it's incredible.
You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
And if we had another one here, it would be equally incredible. We don't, I think we send the shield mate. Like, if they want to eat the shield mate and take 4, we get another token that's assuredly getting through next turn. So it's effectively like an extra 5. It'll be 5 next turn, and then we get a Hulk behind. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't take too long. That's what I expected to happen, and I'm okay with it, so it's all right. Their song isn't super connected, but I liked the meme. I didn't make it. That was Comrade Cards. Is Comrade around? Comrade Cards not in chat right now, I don't see. But, yeah, the best memes are a super complete package, whatever. But, you know, you take... It's a nice meme. A nice meme. Yeah, we're just going to bird and pass. We can no longer profitably swing in here. Oh, I didn't even know that hat. So that's just classic audio to use with the shade drop. I certainly knew the deal with it meme. I didn't realize the deal with it meme was that specific. All right, well, now we've got a nice Demon Bolt. If we send... Can we just kill... I guess we just... really, the Faithful is as problematic as anything else here. But if we do that, we still don't have attacks, so I don't see why I should fire it off unless we feel like we're afraid of tricks if we wait for them to untap. I'm going to send in the Raptor. We could even foretell it. Like, we might not cast it this turn. I think we're... If they send the Faithful, I am willing to just give them 3 life back and trade our 1/1 for their Faithful. That's why. But yeah, Foretell is a little spoilery, but it also hides it from something like the mine thing. So we can. That's the Skull Raid. Thank you. Skull Raid punishes us for not foretelling, and I think that's real enough to do. Yeah, that's fair, G-Guards. Maybe I should have held that land for the same reason. I'd rather them get rid of one of our lands than draw a card. If I'm playing around Skull Raid, that's correct. I still have trouble with that. Like, there's a way, you know, we're so conditioned that the way you play around discard 2 is to dump your hand. So it's just like so instinctual to dump hand out of fear of discard. Well, look at that. Funny. It all comes to pass. Every bit of it comes to pass. Do they have the snow to make it indestructible is the question. 1, 2, no 3 snow. So we've got to, we have to use the bolt here to finish it off. They're just doing it because right now it wins. But to that end, we can actually just let it happen and bolt. If they do something completely silly, like sending the Outrider here, we can just block with our 1/1. We're going to at least give them the chance to be completely silly. But they were not. I am going to take this, though. As I said, I'm willing to give him some life back to trade this Faithful off for a token. Hey, ask and receive. Thanks, Tron. Tron, do you have an in with the magic gods? Should I be more reverent to you? Are we, like, what do I need to do here to change our relationship? I want to be sure. Shimmer is on green, yep. Well, we milled 3 lands and still found a 4th, but that's great. We're 26% to draw land from here. I'm happy to trade Berserker for either of these creatures in this spot, so we're going to send in. Interesting that trading the Berserker or trading the Packmate instead of the Sculptor suggests that they're trying to do something for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe they're going to try and do something huge. I'm just a little surprised they didn't trade Sculptor off there. Yeah, Gravedigger, that would be a reason, right? Let something better die to get back. Good call. Cinder Giant is pretty red. Pretty red for that being the play, but... Well, no. Oh, shoot. The lifelink is more scary to me than this Egon. So let's hammer and put pay and put it. Yeah, first strike birdie, but I don't want to be on defense is the problem. I guess I have to for now. And I'm a little worried because they got cards. Like, this is, no, yeah, obviously, though, what I want to be doing is affecting their life total to the negative, not keeping them from it going north, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep playing land, although, to be fair, we have another hammer. Like, it's not just... gut instinct, it's also just this feeling like we actually have mana sinks in the deck. Like if we drew another hammer, I want land. So I don't know. The skull raid is real though, right? Yeah, how about Doomscar? I like... Yeah. Tron, my liege. Oh, Tron. What is your connection? Lottery numbers? Just whisper me the first 6 numbers that come to your mind between, say, 1 and, like, what, 45? Something like that. And if there's like one number especially that you're feeling like is maybe a power number, like tell me what that one is too. Sorry, Oppo is going to think I'm slow rolling, but I'm just joking with chat. Sorry, let's go. We're going to send everything and then blow it up. Jinx is like, don't be mean, Ryan. Sorry, Oppo, I'm not being mean. I'm just streaming. Yeah, this is still net good for us, right? Yeah, I could. I didn't do them like we couldn't re-equip and scar because I'm just gonna hard cast this. We're not like foretelling this, so I needed. I couldn't re-equip, and it's still +1 damage, right? But I can't do that, right? Equip 3. We got 7 mana here, gang. Two Dwarven Hammers has felt correct over like the split for the Helm. Although we did have one game where we were choked on hammers and the Helm would have been a great play while we didn't really have the time to deploy hammers. But outside of that game, the hammers have been excellent as a 2-of. Nice top deck from Oppo to match our top decked hammer. Ooh, even better top deck. We need a creature now. All right. I'm going to hold it, though. Remember that. Although, here's what I'm talking about. Like, should I hold it? I guess if we draw a creature, we can just play the land then. But, you know, it's equipped 3, so if we draw a 2-drop, it's 8 mana to equip it up. Well, I don't know about lands in graveyard, but if you want our percentage, we're 25% to draw land. Wow, that's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and make them think that we are done for and get that thing exiled. Top decks into top decks. This has been a windmill, you know, haymaker top deck war. Yeah, sure. I mean, if Oppo can answer Sigrid, it gets even worse for us, but what are we going to do? Like, loot? I'm afraid they're going to answer Sigrid, so let's just lose the game. I know you're not saying that. It's just like, sometimes the game does not present you with choices, and this is one of them. Leaving both lands because of discard. If they skull raid and go land from our hand, that would just be so great. All right. Hey, they did have a god too. That's funny. Well, Doomscar in the old aggro deck, pulling serious weight. Yeah, thanks, Tron. Do you want to call out our opening hand? Describe, Tron. Describe what you think this deck's perfect opening hand would be. Just, you know. How many lands in the deck or in the hand? I don't know what your question means, East. Keeping this.
Carry on my wayward son.
I see. Well, we have a choice, Liberator or Shieldmate. If Oppo plays anything looking like they can block, we drop Shieldmate. If we think we might get in a free Liberator attack, we gotta go for that. Path to the World Tree, yeah, so if they're gonna do that, we need to get on with it. I think I'm gonna go with the Liberator here, and then we just have options next turn, but Liberator having the option to boast on turn 3 could be great, and if they kill it, we at least we can get a cheap Valkyrie out of it. There we go. So this is going to get, like, if they turn the corner and stabilize, we're going to just lose badly to the advantages that they're headed towards. But we're going to pedal to the metal in the meantime. And to me here, that means just liberating while we can. Shieldmate and Seeker added to the board are still just 2 power. This is 2 power we add to the board for free. Well, not, you know what I mean, for no card. Really nice when Ravager can get something that good. We're gonna drop land and crash in. They probably don't want to trade anyway. But then we get a cheap Valkyrie here and a Seeker. Or a Shieldmate. Probably Shieldmate. Yeah, Shieldmate we're willing to block with, and we're happy to attack into a Ravager with. Story Seeker as well, but this just is better for this board situation than this. Hello, Vorinclex. That's a bomb. But we're just going to try and race here. A little surprised they even gave us the Ravager. Maybe they're just like, yeah, we're doing it. Because I think we have the potential to race here. Yeah, combo with the ring. When does this fire off? But, like, let's say they do it. Okay, so then they have a million rings. It doesn't matter if they're not doing anything with it. I mean, they do this with it. Yes. In fact, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they're 1 land away from firing off the World Tree. So, given all of that, where are we at here? We can hammer and make a creature, but then that probably just eats the World Tree. I like potentially even, I guess, just Craven Hulk. Attack and Craven Hulk is fine. But we are really racing here. You like hammer on Valk to protect it from path. We can't even do that this turn though, and they might fire this off next turn. So that's why I like a Hulk, because it survives. It can't be hit with the path. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's true. Hammer wouldn't even protect it. It has no toughness. Good call. Craven Hulk. Well, Tron, that's unacceptable. You need to get your head together and properly channel the magic gods on my behalf. Get your S together, Tron. Trying to beat a World Tree here. Vorinclex. All right, well, they've got to put the Vorinclex on the Hulk, and this is where Run Amok just looks absurd, right? Absurd. I guess they could put it on the 2-1, but I say do it. Absurd. And then, yeah, cavalry here to haste up a hammer next turn, puts them in a spot where, yeah, they can get some back here with the World Tree, but we're in a nice spot now. Well, we don't know what else they had. I don't know what other alternatives they had to drawing cards, but yeah, 5 mana to draw cards when you're under pressure from aggro is a significant ask. But here should be pretty darn good, because basically we're sending in a 5 attacker hammer and 2 5s here, so they can't block both, and I think we just win. Unless they could have something. They have mana and cards, so this isn't over, but we're gonna try. Don't assume anything against mana and cards. But let's see what we can do. Thank you, White Velvet. 4 months. Appreciate that. And the kind words. Let's see if we get a win here. Is this enough? I feel like I got something, but obviously we're just going to play what we got and make them have it. And if they have it, make them have it again next turn. Obviously getting a ton of value out of the Freezing Flame here. But hopefully, again, it's enough. We can even Story Seeker equip and haste it if we want some lifelink. But if they can just chain removal with the Freezing Flame, they could get out of it. Yeah, this is classic. This is where this set is like Dominaria. They totally did the rare level legends at uncommon, you know, rare level gold uncommons. This is messed up. You need to kill our Hulk too? I mean, we got... Technically, we still have the win here unless they have yet more. Oh man, they actually have enough to block. All right. Hey, we had a Demon Bolt, though. Let's see. We got a... All right. We get the Trample... Let's see. With 6 mana, we can equip and Bolt, which may give us the win because we block to get enough trample damage through. We don't even need to Bolt until they block. We got trample. I don't think this matters, but I'm just doing it out of an abundance. That's got the biggest toughness, so we want to get rid of toughness here so we can get that final point in. All right, that was a good win. That was scary. They were right there. They were right around the corner from stabilizing, but we got them. Tron gets the good games now. Good game, Tron. Thanks, Tron. Everybody thank Tron. Oh yeah, Bolt is creature only. Other than or that would be great. You want to make Bolt even better. Can keep this. Just gonna go into the... Well, do you want cavalry or 2 dwarves on 3? I guess with the Valkyrie, I'll go cavalry, because maybe they'll kill it, and then we'll have a cheap Valk. And we still have dwarven reinforcements for Tell on 3, if nothing else. Which looks like our plan. Yeah, totally hulking on 4 with cavalry and swinging is nice. which is what we're doing here. Flooding a little bit. If the lands would stop now, that'd be all right. Yeah, a lot of do nothing from Oppo so far, but this is the type of start that explodes. So hang on to your hats, skeptical or otherwise, and we'll see if we can survive the oncoming value train that I'm sure your Go here is piloting. Engineering. That's nice, though. We can reinforcements, Demon Bolt, and hold up Bolt. Let's do this now. Oh, this doesn't change anything. Like, this does the same attack. If we wanted to, we could Valkyrie and attack for just one extra this turn. I'm not going to do that. I think we just send in reinforce and hold and yeah, board sweepers are real, but I don't know how much we can play around it. Like, we got to get him dead. You really hurt yourself if you fail to pressure the control deck that's not running. Like, if they don't have a Wrath and we fail to deploy to the board and get them dead before they stabilize, we could give them the extra turn they need to beat us. On the other hand, we could play into a Wrath and just get blown out. And in general, I think the more likely thing, or, you know, the more likely scenario is the first thing, is that you just don't put enough pressure on the control deck and you fail to beat them and you give them an extra turn. This suggests, and this gives us some nice indication that this is not, in fact, a sweeper. If they were going to sweep, they wouldn't bother using pinpoint removal here. And it's nice because now we get Stalwart and reinforcements in the second main. Now, if they have a follow-up sweeper, that is rough, but we're going to make them have it and present a heck of an attack backed up by a bolt here. If this specifically is Skull Raid, that would stink. We'd lose our bolt, and if they could follow up with something, but it wouldn't even be too bad, because if they spend their time attacking our hand right now, they're not dealing with 9 power on board. Pretty strong, and of course, a little bit of flood for us.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Now, our strategic question is whether we're willing to give up a creature to get an extra damage, because if we swing away, we can use Demon Bolt plus one of our creatures to take out, say, a Guardian, but then the other one just dies, so it's almost like a 3-for-1, although this is 1 card's worth, so exactly how many for 1 it is less relevant to what gets them dead quicker. The other thing we can do is just bolt the Berserker while we can. Crack in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then our flyer is looking pretty good to close out from there. And we only give up, like, our cavalry. So I'm going to do that. We could also leave cavalry back because it might create a bigger attacker. But I think this is correct. This gets them so low. We've got, I mean, heck, if for some reason they have 0 creatures to add to the board, we're actually presenting lethal next turn. So I'm going to hold these. Let's see. What could we draw that would make me regret holding 2 lands? No single card. We're not really drawing cards with this deck, and it does prevent... but again, if they want a Skull Raid here, that's fine. I'm going to put 1 land out, because what am I doing? Protecting against Skull Raid when I would love it if they would spend 4 mana on a Skull Raid here? That would be great. Yeah, that's another good point. We hammer and equip. Although we had it, yeah, that's but we don't need to play a land for that, because if we draw it, we still get it. And look, Run Amok being the all-star it is, just wins us the game right here. Yeah, run amok. It's like a B- in aggro, but when it's bad, it is not playable. When it is bad, it is the queen of frickin' spades in your hand. I hate playing cards that have the possibility of being the queen of spades in your hand, but in this case, the B- side is well worth it. Maybe that's even B+. Like when Run Amok is doing its thing, it's B+, I guess. Kind of like 1-for-1 removal. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. Let's get the Millhouse. Couple of redemptions here. Sorry.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Certainly a reflection of coming up Millhouse this event for sure. And then I had a... This is from long ago, but I still owe it, so here you go.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
All right, what are we doing here? Do you like keeping this on the strength of the Liberator Bolt? We're on the play. I'm going to keep. We any land we start liberating, and even if we don't get a land, we can liberate, and then we can foretell the Bolt. It's sad to have a Battlefield Raptor in opener and no planes, though. Right on, Spin. Welcome back. We got an OGLR listener returning to Magic and finding me here waiting. Awesome. Infrequently punished. This could be one of the infrequently punished moments, but we'll see. Probably not. I think there'll be a planes on top. I believe the Magic got... Well, it's up to Tron, really. Tron, you want to get us a planes here? See, Tron didn't jump in and, of course, punished. All right, we're going to go ahead and foretell the Bolt. Tron! We need you! Oh, where's Tron? All right, I'm just going to Frostbite this. Well, there was a planes on top. Hopefully there's another one lurking on top now. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the mountains because there ain't no plains. Yeah, you did it, Tron, but like you did it right before I self-milled, but right before I milled. So Tron, try to time it better, please.
Where are we going? To Neverland. Neverland. Neverland.
Neverland.
Oh, but Neverland.
Well, this is exciting. They can't get it back yet, so I'm going to kill it. And sometimes Magic does this. It's all right. We're already profitable. Yeah, Run Amok would be a nice slap in the face here. Boy, they don't have, I guess they don't have Narfi back yet. Also, I owe you Narfi. Durr.
Gee, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
I will not scoop yet, but we're close to scoop. Let's see. Let's start. What's our worst creature? Because we do want to get something. I guess we pitch the Raptor. If we find our planes, we're not going to have time to ever cast a Raptor, and we can turn it into a Valkyrie. Yeah. Yeah, discarding to hand size is one of the least... I've made the argument on many occasions to get rid of that rule. The reason the reason they haven't gotten rid of discard to hand size is because you don't want to set players up with too much information in hand. Like, it's just information overload to have 40 cards in hand or whatever. But I don't know. People, I think it's not worth it. I think you just kill it completely. The other thing, another good suggestion from Luis actually was just change it to. Yes, your starting hand is 7, but your maximum hand is 10. Just make your maximum hand size 10, right? All right, we can move on here.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there.
Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Well, infrequently punished, but we did get punished there. Another keep. We can foretell this without red, and we have a nice 1, 2, 3 anyway.
You know what happened with the DRE?
Shield mate into shield mate. Oh, we have one. I ran it.
Where are we going? To Neverland. Neverland. Neverland.
Neverland.
Oh, but Neverland.
There you go, White Velvet. Oh, well, we've already got it. I mean, that's our screw meme. So there you go. This is our We're Screwed meme. We got the Clarion Spirit that's going to dominate. We'll go ahead and trade off here. Boo! Well, now we gotta... The trouble is they're not going to attack with a Clarion Spirit, although I guess I send the Raptor... no, they're... I want them to send the Clarion Spirit so we can Sigrid it, but they're just never gonna. We could Courser instead if we find... We're just in another tough spot here, gang. But I think we're gonna get... I could do it and get the Sigrid to get the token. I'm just gonna... Yeah, the trouble with attack all rate is that what if they block with the 2/2, then I don't like that as much. We just are giving up our Raptor. But I guess if they do that, we can Sigrid as an emergency plan. So yeah, let's do it. I'm in. This gives us the best chance to blow them out. You're right, and given our mana situation and the board situation, is probably the best chance we have. Is an incredible Sigrid blowout on this turn. I will not be drafting again today. No. Great looking deck from Oppo. Not a surprise given that we're in the 5-1 bracket, but looks like we do get quite a blowout. I'm gonna take the flyer and the spirit, I think, over the cleric and the spirit. And some red shows up. Nice. Maybe we can recover here. I'm gonna send in the air. Jinx likes Hulk. I don't know, given the Ox, if we play Hulk, we're kind of saying that we want to eventually bolt the Ox, which maybe we do. I do want to use all my mana, so we could also double Foretell. Or just make reinforcements. I mean, just hard cast this. That's not the worst either. Because at least that gets around the Ox in a meaningful way. And we can still bolt in combination with the reinforcements to take out the Ox if we want. So I'm going to hard cast reinforcements. What? Oh, we're at damage. Sorry. It's like, why can't I do it? Oh my god, it's happening. It's happening. They didn't equip, though. Are they waiting to equip on defense? That's fine. They equip on defense, we pick off the plow, right? Mr. Plow, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. I love that bit. I love that bit. No, crew is what I meant. I said equip, but I meant I know what it is. I just used the wrong activation word. All right, yeah, that's why I didn't attack, sure. But it probably is going to come at us to block, right? So let's I think we send. They can't, if they double block Sigurd, we can Demon Bolt there. I'm going to send everything and try to encourage that plow to show up. Seems fine. So it looks like they're going to try and plow on offense, and that's where we will bolt. They are cardless, so that's just going to work unless they find something else. We don't have the means to two-spell. I can't, like, I can't do anything. And we are 100% going to bolt here, so I'm going to just pass. They're also not showing black. They're going to be able to Seek, but if they want to race with Seeker, we're in for that. They must have drawn... Oh, no, they could... Oh, you gotta be kidding me! We got top deck, gang. My goodness. What a top deck. Fiend! So now we leave the first striking back to threaten the plow and drop cavalry and courser. Is it proving the haters wrong, though? What's your real opinion here? I mean, I don't think this is good unless you're doing this, and then you're playing a bad card to make a medium card good? I don't know. Maybe you just like crewing it for 6 because you have 6? That just seems... Like, if it drew a card or something, but it's just like, it doesn't even... I don't know. It gives you mana and life, but not like... Anyway, attacking, can't attack, trying to threaten the plow. Is it good ramp, though? I mean, yes, you're technically correct that this qualifies for ramp because it adds mana to your mana pool without requiring mana to do so, but I don't know if that... I don't know what kind of a plus that is there. Mr. Plow dies in combat with a Berserker and a Hulk, but we don't really have attacks until we're attacking with both. So right now we're going to send in Courser and then drop Craven Hulk, and then next turn we have the Berserker. Another, I didn't even say it at the time, but another reason to have picked off the token attacker instead of the creature, the card attacker, is that now Sigurd, if dies, doesn't give them anything back. I didn't mention it at the time, but that's the real reason to have picked the one we did. Yeah, we can first strike the plow to death. That's why we're holding back the first strikers. But I was thinking about offense too. All right, and now thinking about offense, indeed, we're going to play both creatures, haste up the Seeker, and, well, hasting up the Seeker is just suiciding it, I guess, but we'll send the Berserker. We're just going to hold Cavalry, play Seeker after combat, and only send the stuff that trades with Plow and Seeker. I don't mind a Story Seeker here just for the lifelink as well. Yeah, one of them hammers. Be a nice draw. All pauses can be explained here by crewing a plow with an ox, so we don't know anything about their hand. Land, not great. We might be in... given that we're at a virtual 7... Although this is 6, that's a lot. I guess we keep on with the Courser plan. I'm just wondering at what point we turn the other 3 sideways here. Because if we send all of these here, we get in 2 for sure. They let the Hulk in most likely, so we get in for 6, and then they eat one of these, but we get back to 7, and then they take 2 more, taking a total of 8. And then they're down to 5, staring at a crackback that's lethal. That's a lot of... That's pretty good. It doesn't leave us dead to a single removal spell either, because we can Desperation block one of our first strikers, Chump. We could give it one more turn... But now I'm doing it. My gut is that that they're top decking and that we pressure them here. I'm doing it. They don't have good attacks unless they find removal. If they find removal, we still have a chump block. And then our backswing after the chump block is a win. I guess they get life, though. I'm not thinking about that, huh? Oh, no, it's attacks. Okay, it's attacks. With the 3 life off the plow, maybe not. But again, at that point, they still need removal. No, there's no creature. That's what I was saying. It's nice that we did not give them a something to return when Sigurd dies. If Sigurd dies. Ideally, Sigurd lives. We're just going to draw another Run Amok or a Hammer and win. That's the plan. That's not bad either, because we get flying, so we can just fly over and win. That works for me. They need removal here or they're dead. Sigurd was such a blowout, yeah. All right, nice win. That felt good. That looked very, very grim, and we found our one... All right, look, if we can blow them out with this, maybe, right? And then we pulled it off. That was great. Well played, chat. I didn't send the Raptor because we had exactly 5 via 3 and 2. If they had something... Sending the Raptor doesn't get us backup lethal, right? There was no backup lethal, so it was keeping back in case they had something, because it didn't change the combat. It didn't change the turn clock to send it. This looks good. Nice start. I'd rather have an aggressive 2-drop creature. If Tron's gonna hit up the magic gods for us, I would want like our uncommon boast, make a 2/1 2-drop. But Tron's not around, but we got a different one. I'll take it. I asked, but I'm no Tron, so, you know, they gave me a partial credit. Just gonna keep dropping attackers. Obviously gonna try and get more value out of Sigurd than a turn 3 2/2 first strike. Probably hulking it up here after combat, but if they happen to kill something, we can go foretell Demon Bolt Valkyrie. So let's give them a chance to do that. Nope. Hulk smash. See it coming? Stroke. All right. Good value for them. They spent 2 to stop our 4, which could be enough of a tempo win to get back in it. Yeah, I was ultimately not impressed with what Plow did there. They got the combo together, and it didn't seem that great. It trades on the ground for 3 power? That's not that great. It should be like a 6/6. Yeah, we do get a cheaper Valk. That's super nice. We can offer an attack here. I bet they don't block if we attack, and if they do block, we can Sigrid, and that's reasonable. So I think I'm going to offer that, see if they take the block. You just want to do Seeker Valkyrie? Well, that's true. We can just 2-spell here and do that next turn. Yeah, let's save it. You're right. It's also not mana efficient. We should be mana efficient on this board when we can deploy 2 creatures. You're right. Yeah, and that's a good point too. You play Sigrid too early, they have the removal for it, and then they can blow out your blowout, kill your Sigrid, return their creature, and block. You know, so you got to be careful of that. A land would be nice. Then we can bolt, although that makes things a little tough. But now I kind of just like bolt the bird and get in the air now. If that's going to be their big answer, and they got this coming, we gotta put pressure on. Pressure. Technically a 2-turn clock if they don't come up with anything for the air. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what we're saying to them. Solve the air or you lose. That's a start, but it's not a finish, so that's okay.
All right, everyone, chill.
Frostbite. We could send in, and they probably have to block both, and then we can actually get Sigrid on the Bergstrider. We can also just play Hulk and set that up for next turn. I think I'm going to do attack in the air. Yeah, can't get the 4/5, so let's just send in the air for here, and then Hulk, and then we have Frostbite Sigrid for a bigger attack next turn. An attack that makes more sense to kind of risk going wide. I think this is a, I was gonna say a squash here is big. But again, if we can just keep one flyer in the air, they are in trouble.
All right, everyone.
And the fact that they keep pinning down the court, the flyers is good. In this case, can't block alone. I like double blocking here. We're not really getting in on the ground. This gets us 2 life and a 1/1. If we were actually trying to get wide here, well, if I do Hulk, it has to. Why do you want to use the Hulk? I want to send Hulk in because it has to be blocked here. Yeah, right. I see what you're saying. Seek Hulker is 1 for 1. Yeah. Or we could do this and then we get the. Do we want the token? But if we do Seeker Hulk, they're just going to kill the Hulk, right? So the question is, do we want? Yeah, they do have a 4/5. I mean, that's why I'm willing to block on the ground. Is like nothing's getting through here anyway. And that's the other thing. I think we take it. Yeah, I'm now on the just take it because we might want to alpha soon. Even if we take next turn, like we wait one more turn, and like we could even play this and have the Frostbite. So now if we swing away, they eat the Hulk. We take out the Strider. But then are we happy with where things are at that point? I kind of like Raptor here. Hold Frostbite. You like Raptor hold? You like swing. We just give up the Hulk here for that play. And we could wait and do it next turn and have another attacker. Like, we're not even attacking here is the problem. I'm gonna say no attacks and set up next turn. That's what makes sense to me.
You know what happened with the DRE?
And if they want to attack at all, great. We're going to take this too. Could be giant rare. That doesn't really change much. Even that doesn't really. Yeah, the giant wrath is what I meant. The saga wrath. I think this comes down to flyers. We'll see if we get there. Doomscar, also not the worst. We could play Doomscar and have Frostbite, but that's life gain. We want to have Sigrid here, obviously. I don't even know if we bother attacking. Like, we just keep Sigrid on defense if they decide to attack us. You want to send everything? Like, they got 3 blockers for our 3 ground attack that's the thing though. They have one blocker each for all of our ground stuff. So I don't see what swinging on the ground does unless we're trying to trap them with Sigrid. And at that point, I'd rather just trap them with Sigrid on defense. And we have 4 mana worth of defensive instant speed plays in hand. If they get frisky and send back at us, we got them. We're going to get them pretty good if they do that. Yeah, we'll probably play Sigurd no matter what here, just because of the wideness of it. Let's see what they do, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, and then we would have 3 in the air plus. Would it be lethal? No, it wouldn't necessarily be lethal. So let's see. But yeah, this is going to be good for us. Start here. We exile the token, making him move that equipment, and then we get a first strike frostbite block on the incoming Hulk. This is just crazy. Pretty good. Pretty good. Scoop it up, Fanny. Let's do the math. We've got 3 guaranteed in the air, 4 attackers against 3 blockers on the ground. We got it. Quick math and verified. How about it? Anybody expect 7-1 out of this deck? And let's be clear, the 1 was mana screw. Like, the 1 was a non-game. The 1 that we lost was like stuck on 2 until we just scoop it. So this was a really dominant deck. Really crushed it. Nice. Hold on.
All right, everyone, chill.
I know that was exciting, but everybody chill. Here, I'll make it official. Boom. Let's open some packs. We can even do that. Let's build our collection. Super interesting draft. Very powerful. We won most of our games. Well, actually, I shouldn't say most, because it feels like of the 7 games we won, like 3 of them were just aggro decks doing the aggro thing well. 2 of them were Doomscar saved us, and 2 of them were Sigrid blew them out, and we won because they couldn't recover from the Sigrid blowout. So that, yeah, really interesting dimension there for the aggro decks. I don't know how well that deck does if we don't have the Sigrid or the Wrath in it. So I don't want to be like, yeah, Boros aggro, clearly incredible, when more than half of our wins were a direct result of the power of our rares. So yeah, good game, Fanny. We had a monster there. That was that was our 7th win. Yeah, you were a little too clunky on the Giants against that aggro start. And Sigrid, we were just talking about Sigrid. Sigrid won us 2 of those games that we won were Sigrid, and certainly Sigrid there was one of the was just an utter blowout. Yeah, Yo-Yo says, most decks rely on rares and uncommons to win regardless. Well, that's really an ongoing format-to-format discussion. That's where the Prince versus Pauper discussion comes in. I don't necessarily think it's versus. Often you get formats in which, yes, there are good Pauper options, but ultimately it's still a Prince format because it's so warped by rares. But yeah, in this format in particular, it's no surprise that the strength of rares is determining the victor, right? Prince in the Prince Pauper discussion is simply about high rarity versus low rarity, whether rares and mythics are the thing or not. And I think you're thinking of peasant. Like peasant magic is common and uncommon. Pauper is commons, but the Prince versus Pauper is talking about whether the outcomes in the format are more dictated by the synergies that you're developing at low rarity or just the raw power at high rarity. And formats can have both, but in this case, it's pretty clear that while there is obvious synergies at the low rarity levels, that really the power in this format is about the rares and mythics and some of the uncommons that behave like rares. There are rare level uncommons that also qualify. So. Now then, we will say goodbye to our YouTube friends. That was cool. Cool. 7 wins. Nice.